Hello everybody and welcome to Dynamic GT League's Virtual Sunlight Championship for Race 7 from Laguna, Seca. The race in the desert where there's horrible sausages. And I just mean the ones on the curbs. Quick look at the current championship standings. Steve F1 leads the way by 5 points over Demon R. SGP in third place on 78 points. He's 5 ahead of Arpal in fourth. Then we've got a bit of a gap to Twilight in fifth. Conrad in sixth, tied with Dave the Harp. Then we've got Formula Gary a couple of points behind them. SRI 6 points ahead of Jimmy in 10th. And then we've got Jason in 11th. Bob in 12th. Rich in 13th. Hay in 14th. And then a couple of non-scorers. So 3 races to go, championship to be decided in those 3. Let's see how it's going to go at Laguna. So here we go then, the Virtual Sunlight Championship from Laguna Seca. Joining me in the commentary box, it's Gerald. How are you, Gerald? My mum asked me, she told me to call you Gerald from now on. Oh, you know what?
I thought she was my #1 fan. I know.
Well, I couldn't. Well, she couldn't understand what you were saying. So, okay, we'll get. I do apologise. Right, so Steve F was off pole position here at Laguna Seca. So Ray, you all right?
Yeah, I'm good. We watched Steve F1 go through the sandy track. Twilight on second. Oh, nice qualifying. Oh, and a new livery as well.
Ah, yeah, he did ask permission. He did ask.
He still to get penalised for his last one.
True. Don't worry, I'm sure the sand can do that. SGP in third position. So a good spot for him. Conrad, no practice, came straight into qualifying. Qualifies in 4th place. A decent place to start around here. Demon R in 5th, no practice really for him, wasn't available on Monday, so I think a tough race going into this one. And who we got next, Ray?
We'll get Dave the Harp. Where's the names this week?
Well, that's a good, well, we don't need subtitles, you see.
Jason in 7th, a wee bit further down than what I would expect, and then Arpal, I thought you would have been up there.
Well, Formula Gary in 9th place. Arpal did say he's been struggling around this track. Bob in 10th place and Rich Blues in 11th. Yeah, a few of the drivers struggling a little bit around Laguna Seca. It can be very punishing. Okay, the go-no-go zone is beginning now. The leader can choose when he's going to go. Has he gone? I don't know. No, he hasn't. Yes, he has now because he's got to, otherwise he'll be overtaken. So Steve F1, he's got a nice little gap into turn 1.
Yeah, I don't know. Oh, SGP. Yeah, I don't know if Twilight was still in the middle of heating up his tyres and got caught out. As Demon R going for a move on the inside of Conrad.
Oh, Arpal! Yeah, Arpal takes out Dave the Arp. I don't know, well, he won't have meant it, but yeah, you mentioned Demon R making a move on Conrad. I mean, Demon R actually, it looked like he got a good start and then went wide at turn 1. Arpal on the pack cam has let Dave the Arp back through. And someone's gone flying off.
That's Conrad.
Yeah.
Has he kept it straight? Yes, he has.
Yeah, that
is. You can see it in the back cam.
Yeah, absolutely. Oh, Twilight's closed in on Steve F1. Jason and Conrad side by side, going into the corkscrew. Guess what? It's going to be tight in here. No, it's not. It's going to be dirty. Oh, Rich gives Connor a boost out of the gravel.
Yeah, I think they just went deep in. What Conrad did was just straighten up the wheel so he didn't spin it on the gravel, sand, whatever the hell it is.
It really sounded for a moment like you were reading some dirty sex book then. Yeah, he's gone really deep into the gravels. Anyway, okay, so what we got? Demon R looking at the back of SGP, closing in. Jason has got Formula Gary behind him. Gary went a little bit deep at turn 1.
Also, Gary's got Conrad. Conrad went wide, didn't he? So
yeah,
he lost the position to Gary.
Oh, SGP!
Oh, SGP.
Yeah, Code Brown. So headed into Mothers, Demon R then moves up to 3rd place, clipped a bit of sausage. Oh, and Twilight got a bit wobbly ahead. Demon R's going defensive from clipping that sausage. I mean, we talked last week, Ray, about this race may be won by the person who makes the least mistakes. and I think it may be the case. Quite a few drivers have been struggling with the sausage curbs and going a bit deep in corners on the pack cam. It's getting busier now. Main screen is getting busy around Gary.
Yeah, Gary always touched the sausage, sent him sliding there. And is Conrad's is he gonna look for a switchback? Don't know if Gary's gonna protect it. Or he's trying the outside. He likes to do the outside moves, don't he? And Dave the Harp's trying to make it free wide. Oh, Gary!
Got it! Got it! Oh! Oh, nice move.
Yeah, I don't think Gary knew Dave the Harp was there as well, so...
Oh, Jason!
Oh!
Yeah.
He's got to turn the other way. Was it Jason or was it Bob? It was Bob.
Oh, yeah.
Jason's in fifth.
Yeah, I think you're right. I think it was Bob. I just saw green, a flash of green going across the screen, and I thought it might have been Hulk. Nothing else rhymed with green and screen. Oh, someone's wide on the back cam. Who is it? I think it's Conrad. He's gone deep. Oh dear, oh dear, oh dear. Okay, back up at the front there. Demon are closing in now on Twilight and Steve F1. Oh!
Our pals went left instead of right.
Yeah, he may have been helped left as well. Okay, so should quickly mention, what are we? We are 5 minutes into this race, and the laps are short around here. We're looking at between sort of... Oh, Conrad! Oh, you know what we have to do now, don't you? You spin me right round, baby, right round like a corner, baby. Oh,
Dave the Harp getting a move on. Gary's going to get it slowed down. Yes, he is. Now, you see people taking different lines into that double left-hander at turn 1, 2.
I thought you was telling me off for a moment when you went, Dave, and I was like, what? And then you were talking about it. Gary's got a good run on the exit of that corner, heading into Mothers now, and on the pack cam, Demon Art behind Twilight. So yeah, now we're 6 minutes into the race. Is Gary going side by side? Is he? No, he's not. He's just dummying it. Demon Art on the back of Twilight. He's going to go for it to the corkscrew. I don't think he will. No, he's not. He's just following. Ooh, wobbly.
I thought Gary. Twilight was going to be turning left there. It's just the way his car on that dip, it kind of shot a wee bit to the left, but he's managed to control it.
Absolutely. So looking at this now, Steve F1 leading the way still ahead of Twilight. Now Steve F1 and Twilight both managed to get practice in. Demon R hasn't, so Demon R is kind of going into a bit of an unknown in this race. He's going for the move though. Twilight defending the inside. I think defending the inside might be a good idea here. Right, can Demon R go around the outside? I'm going to raise my voice as if it's excited.
He's going to have the inside for this corner. Is just how brave he is to keep his nose in there, which he wasn't.
Yeah, it wasn't brave enough at all, and that's allowed Steve F1 to pull away a little bit. What'll be interesting will be to see what fuel those people have got, because remember folks, a few races are going to be fuel limited. I personally don't know how long the fuel can last. But I would guess we're looking at a 2-stop race. We're looking at Gary. Oh, Gary.
Our pals moved over straight away off the racing line.
Yeah. Let's him back through. And that's... do you want to explain why that is done that? It's been a while since we've explained it, isn't it? Not punted him off, but...
Well, if you feel you've caused an accident...
sorry, Ray, I need to interrupt you for a second. Demon R's dropped off massively from Twilight.
Is he fuel saving? Has he had a moment? A moment like this.
Yeah, stick to the non-day job. My singing's bad, and yours is worse.
You kidding? I'll have too many wins if I stick to the non-day job.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, baby factory over there. I am hearing SGP hit Demon R up the rear end into the corkscrew. Sent him deep. Sorry, go back to Art Pal then about why he would be pulling over and letting someone... Oh, Jason! Oh, we got the footage.
Oh, is he going to keep it straight?
what I thought out. So
I think he has. I think he's managed to save it. So we see Twilight closing up on Steve F1. So that gap that Steve F1, Twilight's managed to close it now that Demon R isn't on his back.
Yeah, absolutely. So would like to tell us about our pal?
Yeah, so within the rules, if you cause an accident, you're allowed to move over and let people pass within a lap when it's safe to do so. So not in the middle of a corner or the exit of a corner. So we give that rule to allow to let them pass and stops you kind of getting a penalty as we see Bob.
Yeah, he's not getting a penalty for that.
He moved out the way for too many cars. So. So it stops him from getting a penalty and the stewards having it. Oh, Gary! Keep it straight.
You
Well
lucky
done.
boy. Is he going to go wide here though with dirty tyres? I don't know.
Done it. As we see everybody coming through the corkscrew. Oh, he's got deep there.
Oh, yeah. He may have. It looks like we're doing a bit of a run through on the grid here. So is Gary. Gary is not ahead of Connor anymore. Connor did manage to get through. I didn't really look at people's fuel levels when we were going through the cameras there, but I do know last I saw Steve F1 and
the Hart must have pitted. And Arpal's pitted.
Yeah, looking at how far back they are as well. I think Jason, he may have pitted as well. I mean, we're 10 minutes in, so it might not be a bad time to pit. But I am interested. Yeah, Jason's pitted. So I am interested to see at the moment how much fuel Steve F1, Twilight, Demon R, SGP have got.
Well, Steve F1's got over half a tank. And we've done 8 laps already.
Yeah, Twilight just under half.
Don't count the first. Don't count the first lap because that's kind of like the. You save a lot of fuel in the first lap, don't you? When you're changing your fuel mixture and short shifting.
Absolutely. Oh, Bob and Gary! Oh, side by side. Through glory curve. Beautiful bit of driving from the pair of them. Can they get through the corkscrew side by side? Nearly. No! It's not to be.
I think that was more the angle of the dip that caused Gary that wee wobble than contact.
Well, quite possibly. Bob, though, now closing in on the back of Conrad. Now, Bob's got less than half a tank. We've got about a third. So, Steve F1, has he used any fuel on that last lap? He's now at half a tank. Have you... Oh,
Gary!
Coming for revenge, side by side, they go again. Oh, you don't want to be out there, Gary. Oh, yeah. Oh, he's unlucky. That's the thing, you get 2 wheels in that gravel or the sand there and you're just going to get sucked off and it is no fun. You just end up going backwards.
Bob with his valley.
With his
valley flag.
Oh.
Valleys.
The valleys. Oh, side by side again. Oh, Gary. Nice move. Let's see how they get on through the corkscrew on this occasion then. Bob hanging back a little bit. Now, interesting. I don't think we've seen anybody losing control. Oh, Demon R's in the pits. 28% of fuel left. That's just over a quarter of a tank. The leaders had half a tank.
So he's burning up more. Remember he fell back after the touch by SGP, so he might have used up more, try to catch back up. Yeah. But then how much is undercut going to work for him?
Well, that's a good question, as we're now now we're looking, Steve F1, he's still got 49% of fuel, basically. So double, near enough, the amount of fuel that Demon R had. Twilight, though, brilliant pace to keep Steve F1 on his toes at the moment. Dropping back a little bit, but, as his fuel, he's got a bit over a quarter of a tank, so he's probably around about that 30% mark at the moment, you reckon?
Yeah.
I like the way you said and you've no idea what you're agreeing to.
The fuel percent.
Oh, right, okay, fair enough. fair enough.
About 30. Depends. Is he gonna? He's not going in this lap.
Oh.
But he's right up his chuffter. He got a good run.
Yeah, I'm wondering if Steve F1 is. I mean, Twilight's making the move. Steve F1 not defending it at all.
Is he fuel saving?
Wow. I mean, if you think. I mean, Twilight's got a quarter of a tank left, and Steve F1 has got a third of a tank. SGP over a quarter. I mean, I would have thought some of these guys would have pitted right now to cover off Demon R, but I mean, if the fuel's saving, then maybe they don't need to pit yet.
Is he thinking of a one-stop?
Wow. Maybe. I mean, if you got, what, a third of a tank, go 5 more minutes, yeah, maybe. Well, we'll have to wait and see. Dave the Arb, he's got a bit over half a tank. Oh, Gary.
Gary a wee bit deep on the exit. And here comes Bob. He's going to go.
Oh, Dave's gone wide. Oh, he's done well to save it. That was definitely Dave giving Bob.
I thought that was a handbrake.
It looked like it, didn't it? Or was that looked in the mirror? Oh, Bob, no! But yeah, he didn't touch him. But yeah, Dave got sideways. Oh, he's got a good run on the exit of that corner, though, into the penultimate. Nice move there by Dave. I thought he was going to dive into the pits then. Oh, he's gone deep. He's gone deep. Oh, he's all right though. He's all right. And the leaders have still not pitted.
No, it's still going round. I'm just watching this battle. Bob's just like bum drafting Dave on the straights and then thinking about it in the corners. So it's a good wee battle going on so far, and I think I've just
Cursed it.
Commentators cursed it.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, a bit. I mean, commentators curse. The curse is real. Twilight's opening up a lead on Steve F1. I mean, I saw it on the pattern. Look on the track map into the corkscrew they're going now. As Demon R is 9th place closing. Oh, Dave the Op on the pack car, big wide through glories. It's no glory for Dave out there. So Demon.
2 to 3 second lead Twilight's got at the minute.
Yeah. Now
just counting at the lights across the track.
Yeah. Oh, Demon R got a run on Rich Blues. Rich goes defensive. Can he? Oh no, Demon R's gone all the way around the outside. As Formula Gary into the pits. Conrad into the pits. Conrad's got 22% of fuel left. So Connor's doing all right on the old go juice. Dave the Arp got a bit of a run on Rich Blues now, but Rich Blues got the slipstream. Can he do anything with it?
Who's going to go? He's not really. Oh, that looked like a late defence move, but Dave the Harp's got through.
Yep, he's done a nice little move there. As Dave's. Oh! Wow! What happened there?
Is he switched his pedals around to a handbrake? That looked like back end just kicked right round.
I mean, I wasn't really looking, so I didn't see what initiated, but it did look like it. Oh, hang on, someone went left there. Who went left? Oh, it's Bob. Oh, SGP's gone straight on. Where's he? It's all kicking off. Has everybody been drinking or something? What's that?
Wants to stay on the track.
Yeah. Well, maybe in their drinks bottles they've got vodka instead of Vata. The leaders still not pitted. Maybe if they've not pitted yet, they've got to be going for that one stop, haven't they? So I mean, Twilight. Well, okay. Can he do another 2 and a bit minutes? As Steve
F1 can.
Yeah, Bob's in the pits with 5% of fuel. So Steve F1, I think, can probably do another 3-4 laps. SGP maybe 2 more. He's just got into the red. Oh no, now it's back into the white. Demon R though, now in 4th place with quite a lot of fuel. Rich, he's going to need to pit. I don't know if he's already pitted. Maybe, I mean, Jimmy's not here this week, so maybe Rich is being the resident fuel saver, the resident lean mode as Art Powell trying to make a move. Oh, nearly got squeezed in, mothers. Right outside, right outside. Oh, it's risky. It's a nice move though. And this is one of the difficulties. If Rich is on lean, you just don't have the acceleration out of the corners, do you?
No, just slow out the corners. Steve F1 go for it. Twilight's in the pits, 2% fuel.
You know what that means? he can't get to the end. 2% of fuel with 18, nearly 19 minutes gone, and there was a formation lap in that. He's not getting to the end. I mean, Steve F1 has still got plenty of fuel left.
Best short fuel and just putting attack laps in. And that way he's faster than having a full tank.
Well, he's coming out of the pit lane this Twilight, just ahead of Dave the Harp. I mean, I understand what you're saying about if he does a short fill now, because he's going to have to pit again, but would he actually benefit more filling now and short filling later?
What if he short fills both?
Well, yeah, could be. Yeah, true. I hadn't thought of that. Well, it'll be interesting to see when Twilight will pit again. So the question now, up at the lead, as Dave the Harp getting a bit. Well, someone's kicked up dust. I think Twilight may have got a little bit out of shape there. Dave making the move.
Lucky just to miss Jason there.
Someone else that's lucky as well. SGP into the pits with 1% of fuel. Steve F1 has carried on though. Steve F1 can one-stop this, which, I mean, if you Demon R when you pitted after 13 minutes, it wouldn't have taken long to realise, oh crap, they aren't pitting. They're one-stop in this. So definitely two different ways of approaching this race. Jason, though, go on.
Steve F1 up, went deep. Jason's going up the inside. Oh. Nice move.
Ooh, they both went a little deep there. Dave's got a run on them now.
Yeah, he's getting nowhere to go this time. Oh, they're clopping that sausage. You could just see it unsettling the car. Now Conrad's coming into the battle. Ooh. And Twilight.
Yeah, nice move by Dave up the inside. Conrad doing a bit of a switch back on Art Pal, and I believe that's the name of your sex tape, Clobbering the Sausage. Twilight made a move on Conrad. Or should that be Kirsty's sex tape, name of the sex tape? Oh, Pal's gone deep. Oh, yeah. That's the name of his sex tape. Oh, and here comes Gary. That's the name of his sex tape.
No, you shot.
He prematurely.
Conrad, wait. With Steve F1 short, one stop in it. He's not even in the pitch yet.
No, he's not.
He's going to have to do a bit of fuel saving because of the formation lap as well.
Yeah.
So he's got to take that into account.
Wow.
But if he gets to, well, he's at what, 22 minutes?
22 minutes, yeah.
Into the race, then he might not have to.
Yeah.
If he's doing these extra laps.
Well, I mean, we mentioned earlier on that Demon R, Conrad, Rich Blues, I think Gary, Bob, no practice really. As Conrad got a bit sideways on the pack cam behind Gary, just ahead of Art Pal. Dave Yard with a wobble. Oh, he saved it. That was a wobble on the way into Steve F1 into pits, 0%. So what I was kind of hinting at with the no practice is if Steve F1 has practiced and has realised, okay, if I drive a certain way, Demon R's followed him into the pits with 40% of fuel remaining. Oh, Twilight's headed in for his last stop as well with 37% of fuel. I'm wondering if this is a bit of a risk for the likes of Demon R, because I'm thinking Steve F1 surely has practiced this strategy to know from lap one, drive a certain way, can get to this point. He's also he's short filled as well. So Steve F1 believes he can get to the end on 90% of fuel, and I'm hearing Demon R and I think Twilight have filled it. So Steve F1 comes out of the pitch just ahead of SGP, who pitted a lap or two ago. So SGP fuel saving big time on his outlaps, didn't get a massive undercut on Steve F1, but is in the hunt. Wow. But to be honest, I'm thinking now though, Ray, if Demon R hasn't done much practice and he only did a 13-minute stint early on, 18 minutes, 7. Oh, Connor! Oh, Derek! Oh, Threading the needle. That's the name of his sex tape. He's done well to avoid those there. Dave the Harp into the pits on 0.
It's good how he waited once he got control to make sure it was clear before he went again.
Absolutely. I would say as well, looking at the spin that he had there, so it went from one side to the other, I wouldn't class that as an unsafe return to track. I think it was simply still crashing. But Gary now in second place. He's going to need to pit again. I believe Jason is also going to need to pit again. He's clubbing that sausage.
Yeah, smashing that sausage.
I'm thinking though, Ray, right? If Demon R has filled his tank and Steve F1 only went 90%, what would you be thinking if you're Demon R? Because you've got 17 minutes to do, and you've only done 13 minutes previously. It's a gamble, isn't it? Unless he's going to pit again.
We've done 13 minutes. And he pitted with Steve F1. Well, you would have seen it. Steve F1's only put 90%, so yeah, I don't know what would go through Demon R's mind, because it'd be like, right, he's only put 90%. Is he going to pit again, or is he not going to pit again? So Demon R's got
that got a bit sketchy there.
Yeah. So I could see Demon R having a wee bit of confusion in his helmet at the minute, as we see Conrad going for the move on SGP into turn 2, 3. Don't know what turn it is.
Neither do I. It's Cooper's 1, I've called it. Now, it's Connor, though, will need to pit again, but Demon R has caught up to the back of SGP now. One way to perhaps look at it, Ray, is if Demon R's got a full air tank, or SGP got sideways, that'll give Demon R an opportunity. Side by side into, SGP's backed out of it. Connor, where's Connor gone? Oh, there he is. Has he managed to stay ahead? Oh, no. Is SGP going to get through as well? No, can't quite do it. So I will Jason into the pits, 2% of fuel. Is Gary going to lead the race, or is Gary going to head to the pits?
He's in the pits, so's Artpal.
Yeah, that he is. So that'll be their final stop.
Steve F1's fuel compared to Connor was going to get, because Demon R's got about 90, just under 90% of fuel now, and he pitted two laps ago?
Yeah, something like that.
2 or 3 laps ago. So I'd like to see where Steve F1's fuel is compared.
Well, this is what I'm thinking, or the point I was trying to get to before people start doing stuff, was if Demon R has more fuel in the car, all he needs to do is stay behind Steve F1 for a bit, and he should have more fuel than Steve F1 because he had more in to begin with, if you know what I mean. But it looks like he is closing in on Steve F1. Conrad also applying the pressure. Conrad's going to be wanting to go as fast as he possibly can at the moment because he's got to head into the pits once again. What I am concerned a little bit about here is SGP has dropped off here. Now, we know he needs to do a bit more fuel saving than Steve F1 and Demon R because he pitted 2 laps before them. So he's on about a 20 to 21 minute stint here, I believe. Twilight on the pack cam, he's down in 6th place at the moment. So he's got a bit of traffic to deal with. Connor, is he going to make a move? Not on this occasion. This is a situation where like you, I want to see Steve F1's fuel and Demon R's fuel to compare and see if Demon R is burning up more. Because if he is, he's in trouble.
Yeah. Yeah, that'd be interesting to see at this stage, and then we'll see how they do, if they do fuel save, or they have to make another pit.
Well, yeah.
We'll have to place a bet.
Yeah, well, it's a good point. If you were going to have to pit again, pitting any time now wouldn't be a bad thing because the field is a little bit spread. and you got sort of 11 minutes to catch back up. You can go a bit flatter. Oh, Connor on the sausage, and into the pits. Connor goes. One of the difficulties you will have though, if you pit now like Connor has, yes, the field is a little bit spread, but he may not get a massive benefit of boost. It's not like, Gary, it's not like coming out at the back, is it, and having max boost. He's going to come out somewhere maybe 6th, 7th, 8th and not get as much boost.
Yeah. And then it depends if the guys in front pit as well. He'll get no boost.
Absolutely, yeah. But if the leaders have to pit again, he'll get an undercut on them. So, yeah, wide open this at the moment. Formerly Gary, he's got plenty of juice in his motor in 8th place. Where's Conrad? Has he only put 85%? I think he might have done. He's on his way out the pits. Connor may have actually come out right at the back. So he will get the benefit of maximum boost. Oh, Twilight Club. Oh! Gravel Rush. He's done well to save that. And he's got loads of fuel. 3/4 of a tank. That should be enough for 11 minutes, shouldn't it?
Yeah, always making a couple of wee mistakes there. Oh, Jason and Bob. The two green machines.
Yep, and we can't understand either one of them. That's not true, actually. Oh, Bob heading into the pits for what should be his final stop.
Over.
Oh, yeah.
Just over half the tank.
Interesting. So, are we going to get to see how much fuel Demon R has got in his then? He's been closing the gap, but has he been burning up the extra fuel that he had in the car? He's still got a bit more, hasn't he?
Yeah.
Well, let's see how this is going to play out then. But this is kind of what I was on about earlier, where if Demon R just kind of holds position and saves fuel, he technically could be okay here if he copies what Steve F1 is doing. The problem is, he's not going to know exactly what Steve F1 is doing. He may be able to copy him on speed, positioning of the car, but not necessarily what gear is in, lifting, coasting, short shifting, all those kind of things. SGP's got loads of fuel, hasn't he?
Yeah. We've seen Twilight already with quite a few, sorry, excuse me.
Oh, is Twilight boring you? Oh, it's getting closer up at the front. Steve F1 now on half a tank. This is interesting. I mean, looking at Steve F1's lap times, he's been very consistent in the 112s, apart from the 113 and his pit stops. So, yeah, it looks like the rest of the field is currently a little bit spread out. With 8 minutes to go? Demon R's got half a tank, so they've pretty much got the same amount of fuel left, right?
Now, so Demon R is burning up more then.
Yeah.
Because they had more a lap ago.
Well, yeah, so, I mean, at that rate, he had more a lap ago. At the end of the next lap, he could have less, and he doesn't need to have less. He needs to have more. And I think the difficulty for him may be, as well, if he does know that Steve F1's short-filled, he's probably going to be thinking, are you going to run out of fuel? Are you going to run out of fuel? Because I might run out of fuel. Are you looking at me? Are you looking at me? This could get painful. Talking about painful, actually, I really got hurt last night in a stupid way.
You what?
I really got hurt last night in a really stupid way.
What did you do?
Well, let's just say if you're dating a dominatrix, never say it's time to hit the sack. I got him to laugh at a joke finally. It's only taken 2 years. And it turns out it's a bit of S&M and he laughs.
Our pal got onto the gravel there, but he's got a run on Dave the Harp. Is he going to go round outside? We've seen him do it before. He's not going to get it this time. Oh, he's forcing Dave to give him room there.
Yep. Oh, Dave, a little wobble on the sausage. I mean, to be fair, that was all fair and love and war there. I mean, Dave was given the space. There's the
There he goes with
handbrake.
handbrake. Oh, he's lost two. Connell's coming through as well.
Oh, yeah. You know what? I will
I
mention.
think he's got the brakes onto the rear, and he's hit it hard and downshifted, and it's just locked up the rear.
You know what? I didn't see Steve F1's fuel, but Demon R's all over him now with 6 minutes to go. Now, something that will be going through these drivers' heads is 6 minutes to go. How many laps is that? Ooh!
Oh, that just rattled his teeth.
Yeah, a bit like Jimmy last week. Hang on, name of his sex tape. No, that one doesn't work.
Rattle your teeth.
SGP's used up a bit more juice now. Maybe he's got to a point where he doesn't need to fuel save. I don't know. But yeah, I mean, for these guys, they're going to be thinking, right, 6 minutes to go. How many laps is that? Well, it's 1 minute 10, 1 minute 12 a lap. So 6 minutes, well, if it's 1 minute a lap, that's probably 5 laps maybe. Then they'll be looking at the fuel and going, how much fuel have I got? 4 laps worth of fuel, that's not good. Or 5 laps worth of fuel, will that make it? And this rate is where having had practice will benefit potentially Steve F1 and SGP. So SGP is using up a bit more. Steve F1 has more fuel than Demon R.
Oh, so Demon R could be in trouble, or at this point, we don't know.
Yeah,
we see Gary Hartpal, Dave the Harp.
It would make you take a breath, doesn't it?
Yeah, it's just that Concertina effect, and then you don't know if they're actually going deep until you get to the middle of the corner.
Yeah, absolutely. Dave manages to get through. Look, at turn 3 for a moment then, like Dave didn't realise that Gary was still there. Demon R on the pack cam, still all over the back of Steve F1. I mean, this is fascinating stuff, I've got to say. I don't think... Oh, Dave...
Gary going for the move up into corkscrew.
It's a risky one.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, I must admit, I don't think I'd really be looking for a move into the corkscrew unless it was the last lap. I think for me, I'd be looking at getting people out of shape in the corkscrew to then get past them on the way out, or get them out of shape at the corkscrew, out of shape at the next 2 corners, out of shape at this final corner to then overtake them down into turn 1. So let's see if Gary has been able to do that. Dave the Arp goes defensive. Gary having a look, can't quite get it done. Dave positioning the car quite nicely on this occasion.
Yeah, a good bit of driving there, and look who's coming to join the pack. It's Conrad.
Yeah. Well, one thing I was going to say, Steve F1 Demon R SGP, oh God, Gary clobbering that sausage. Everyone's, I think, just about got away with that this race that I've seen so far. And Twilight in 4th.
Oh, Dave the Harp. He hit the sausage and went wide. It's like Gary get the run through.
Yep.
Now is Connor going to... what's the word I'm looking for?
Capitalise.
Yeah.
Yep. Take advantage of.
Yeah, get advantage of.
Oh,
Gary's went.
Oh dear, oh Gary. Oh, and here comes Bob. What a move by Bob. Steve F1 has his fuel, a bit less than quarter of a tank, with 2.5 minutes to go. Demon R has got about the same amount of fuel, but he's dropping away from the back of Steve F1. SGP's got about, the Twilight's got more. I mean, he's a bit far away.
Nice wee battle here, Conrad and Dave.
Dave a little deep on the brakes there, wasn't he? I'm looking at these guys' fuel. I think these guys are all fine on fuel, you know.
What we got? 2 minutes to go, 2 laps.
Yep.
This lap plus maybe 2 more. I can't work it out. My brain's fucked. Definitely half again.
Yep.
I wonder if he is shifting down too quick and get the brake bias to the rear.
Well, I mean, you mentioned about the brake bias. I mean, it may be with the brake bias, but I am wondering if it is the early downshifts and the rear lock-in. I mean, it could be. I mean, it is something that we had mentioned previously in a different season. It was something we had a bit of a look at. We noticed, and you know what? Looking at how his car on occasion has looked like it's banged the handbrake on, it may be the downshift. I mean, I can't imagine he'd have the brake bias all the way to the rear. Or he may have his pants all the way to the rear. Okay, looking at the clock.
Have a mess in the rear.
Well, yeah. Looking at the clock, 1 minute to go. I think these guys may be on their last lap of the race. They come round the first corner with a minute. I think it'll be close. As for the leaders, I don't know. Fuel-wise, though, these guys are fine. They can really go for it all the way to the end. Although Bob actually...
Gary. Gary.
Yep.
Gary.
Well, I think Bob will be hoping it's the last lap because he needs fuel. I would guess, short filled. There's the handbrake again.
I don't think that was a handbrake. I think he was trying to avoid Conrad and then the dip and the corkscrew. These cars don't like the dip.
Look at the clock. 5 seconds. 5 seconds. 3, 2. This might be it. Arpal, is it? Checkered flag. It is for Arpal. And for Conrad, it's 5th, 6th, 7th for Gary, 8th for Dave the Harp. I think, I don't know what he was doing there. Bob in 9th. Rich Blues, can he hold on for 10th place? Ahead of Jason, they've got a few more corners to go. The leading 4 are on an extra lap, but they are spread out now. Rich, is he going to hold on?
Is Jason going to go round outside?
No, he's not. Has Rich got it to the line? Go on, Rich. Nice finish for Rich. 10th, Jason in 11th. So what we got up for the lead then? Steve F1 is almost empty. If he's almost empty, look at the gap he's got now, though. So
yeah, he can
coast it. Yeah, make sure he doesn't run out. I mean, if he's got that amount, God knows how much Demon R's got. So Steve F1 is going to take the victory. Maximum points, great result. Demon R, he's got nothing. SGP, also nothing. Has Twilight. Oh, Twilight's got loads of fuel. He could park up, do a few donuts, and then cross the line. Don't do that, though. Great finish for Twilight. 4th place. What a race. What a race.
Yeah, fantastic.
Yeah.
They always put on a show, don't they?
Absolutely. Oh, sorry, just having a bit of a drink. Yeah, I mean, well, there's loads of different things we could talk about in there. A couple of things I do want to mention. Well done to Steve F1. Doing a 21-minute stint in that first stint, or 22-minute stint, sorry. Okay, includes the formation lap, but that basically means 20 minutes on the stint. So that would suggest to me, Ray, when he pitted, he knew he could take that 90% of fuel and get to the end. I think he was aware that he could do that. So brilliant for him. Demon R, though, the crazy sod, pitting at the same time, probably thinking he was doing really well fuel saving, and got more fuel than Steve F1, but wasn't. And yeah, I mean, I don't know why someone would do that, really. I mean, would he not have been better just carrying on for another 4 minutes and then pitting with 13 to go and going hell for leather?
Could have been, but then he's got to factor in traffic. Is he going to get stuck in the pack, getting through the pack? Any wee incident? Because when you end up in the pack, your risks are greater because there's that many cars around. So is he thinking, at the same time as I'm going to come out somewhere similar near him? So if he's in the pack and I'm in the pack, then we'll both put their risks up against each other at the same time.
Absolutely.
And maybe later on in the race, when people have done their last pit and know that they can push, they're going to push even more, and that's going to give Demon R more of a hassle to get through, and more risk as people are pushing more. don't want to say taking chances more, but they're pushing more and maybe trying to extend the break points closer to the corner, not further away from the corner.
It's a bit like Le Mans, isn't it? In 24 hours of Le Mans, you don't really need to fight for the first 20 hours, but in that last 4 hours, drivers are going to fight it a little bit more because it starts getting a bit more, not important, but there's more at play. But also, I mean, as I think we saw with the first pit stop De Minard did, yes, he got a big undercut, but then it got to a point where a lot of other people pitted. De Minard's then in, I think, third place, about 17 seconds off the lead and not getting a lot of boost. So, I mean, maybe that's a situation that could have happened again. Yeah. But, I mean, SGP, though, mentioned to him, he did a 21-minute stint on the second stint. And did really, really well, to be fair, to be able to get to the end. And Twilight, he qualified second, and I think he was just unfortunate. He burned up a little too much fuel, didn't he, in that first stint, that stopped him then from doing the one stop.
Yeah, and did they not have a moment?
He did, yes.
Yeah, I think he had a moment. I can't remember what it was. Sorry.
Yeah, I'm the same. Yeah. I can't remember what it was, but I do remember he had a moment. But yeah, I mean, what a race. Very exciting. I mean, Laguna Seca is not an easy track in any car. It is a good track in this car, but as we saw, those sausages still played a factor. And with sausages, we really should talk about the next race. I will mention as well, I think everybody else in the race has done absolutely brilliantly today. We don't want to go through everybody individually.
So also the dips in this track and the Bathurst, is it Bathurst?
Yeah.
We were at last week. The dip in the track, these cars don't like that sudden down on a dip. It's as if it bottoms out the car and it's what do you call it, unsettled quite
Unstable.
a bit.
Yeah.
Unstable. We've seen that at that dip at Bathurst, and we've seen it at the corkscrew here. The cars, if you just hit the dip wrong, the car just is unstable. Absolutely,
yeah, you're absolutely spot on there. I mean, these cars handle those corners brilliantly, but yeah, the important part, I think what you said there was, you hit the dip slightly wrong, and yeah, it doesn't like it. It doesn't like it at all. But it's interesting you mentioned about the corkscrew, because there's a special feature on this week's G-Spot. Now, Ray doesn't know about this at the moment, but there is a special feature on the G-Spot to do with the corkscrew. And I think people will find it fascinating to watch. So I would highly recommend people watch this week's G-Spot. Hopefully Tuesday, 6 p.m. It'll be available. So yeah, check it out, folks. A brilliant segue into a plug. Absolutely fantastic. I suppose we should talk about the next track then, Ray.
Yeah, next track is going to be Catalonia.
Oh, you know what? I should get the picture of
Catalonia? Is that Barcelona?
Yeah. You have to go Barcelona.
Yeah, you're no Freddy yet.
No, definitely not.
So the interesting track, big long straight. I'd say quite a fast flowing track.
Until the last sector.
Yeah, till the last sector. So, it's only one to the hairpin, the double right. It's only a few corners that it's not fast flowing, but and it's guys, make sure you aren't in what the photo. What the fuck mode? Where do you pick it the last chicane?
Yes, yeah, interesting you say that, because I think Steve F1 put a bet on SRI winning the race at Spain by about a minute and a half because he's got less corners to go round. But yeah, we should mention. I mean, admittedly, I think when we eventually get onto GT7, we will probably never race Laguna Seca, Catalunya, Circuit de Barcelona, with the chicane at the final corners, because the old layout is just so much. These cars around that old layout, oh my god, I nearly said oh my gaze, that'd be like an orgasm. It was meant to be oh my days, that would be like having an orgasm. Because it would. Those corners are amazing. And in this car, probably absolutely flat out, which is a big difference to what we have to deal with on here. There is a formation lap, though, Ray, at Spain, and everybody, it would appear, behaved on the formation lap this week.
I was like, because I wasn't there.
I think it might be, yeah. I will quickly mention, though, if anyone misunderstood anything that was mentioned on last week's G-Spot, feel free to let me know. I never said that anybody was doing certain things on purpose or anything like that. But yeah, I just got a bit frustrated.
Yeah, and send it to the page.
Yeah. Something I should mention as well, with sometimes, like, the admins may get a private message and the response to them might be send it to the page. It's not that we don't give it crap, it's if you send it to the page, then all of the admins will know about it, and then if there is anything that we need to discuss, we can discuss it. But yeah, okay, so Catalonia then, the go no go zone. Do you want to try and mention about that?
Yeah, so the go zone starts at the first hut on the right hand side as you're coming down the start finish straight, just at I think that's the finish line. Well, I was gonna say, is it the first hut or is it the finishing hut, or are they one and the same thing? I don't know if it's for different types of racing, but I'd say that's the finishing hut. Yeah, because you don't go down. That's where your lap time comes from, is at that line there. Well, you can see.
I think the pictures I've sent you on Facebook, it sent the second picture first. So if you go to the second picture, I bet that says finishing hut.
Right, I don't see that. Okay,
that's fine. That's why I was saying, is it the finishing hut? Absolutely fine. But to be fair, it has brought on the conversation that I wanted to have, which is, it is the first hut, but it is also where the finish line is. Now, although it's not absolutely in line with the finish line, we'll go with the hut because it's up at the side of the track. It's where the finishing flag is waved. So it's like on the left-hand side of the track, there's the red sign on the wall, and it's opposite the hut. So, and it is the first hut. So, and that's the start of the go no go zone. And what's the go no go zone, Ray?
That's where the leader can choose at any point to go.
Yep.
But you cannot overtake until you get to the overtaking gantry. Go.
Absolutely. I just want to mention, there's a fan here on the image that shows the first hut. There's a fan that looks like he's either just shit himself or is really excited about the go no go zone.
On the left hand side. Purple top. Purple.
Could be purpley grey blue top, yeah. He's either really excited or he's just standing up going, oh no. I shouldn't have eaten that burrito. So the overtaking gantry.
Wait, there his cousin's down at the fucking.
Oh, he is, isn't he?
gantry.
Fucking, he's had fucking joined for burritos as well. And then there's also someone that looks like they're just stood on the seats. Sit down, mate. Okay, so
He can't contain his excitement
He
for
can't.
the drivers coming.
he can't, can it? Okay, so many rude thoughts going through my head. So the overtaking, the go gantry, is next to or just after the second hut, which is the starter's hut. But we'll go from the gantry because that's the easier thing to see. And what is the overtaking and go gantry, Ray?
What's the what?
What is the overtaking go gantry?
That's where you can overtake from.
Good stuff. It's also where you can go from. Okay, in a moment we'll check out the confirmed race result and the championship standings. But Ray, I want to say thank you very much for joining us on the commentary.
No worries.
I also want to mention. I also want to mention that. Well, actually, no. I'm going to ask you, how far away is your local pub?
2-minute walk.
2-minute walk. Okay. Mine is a 5-minute walk from my house to the pub. But it's a 30-minute walk from the pub to my house. The difference is staggering.
Yeah.
Okay, Ray, thank you very much for joining me on commentary. And we shall now check out the confirmed race result and the championship standings. Steve F1 then with what could be a critical victory, extending that lead by another 3 points up at the top of the table. Demon R finishing in second place. SGP with a good result in third. Twilight has done well to finish in fourth place. No problems with fuel for Twilight this week. Yay! Fifth place for Art Pound, just ahead of Conrad in sixth. Formula Gary in seventh. David Harp in eighth. Bob in ninth. Rich Blues in 10th. And Jason in 11th. Well done to everybody too for making it to the end. There was a report placed, but no penalty has been given. Information about that is on the Stewards Report on the Facebook page, and also will be covered on this week's G-Spot, as well as a special feature that will be on the G-Spot this week. Definitely worth a watch. Okay, the championship standings then. Steve F1, as I mentioned, opens up that lead to 8 points with 2 races to go. Critical for the top 2 as to who is going to win the championship. SGP in third place now on 93 points. He's opened that gap up a little bit to Art Powell, from 5 points to 8 points as well. Then we've got Twilight in fifth place, and then we've got Conrad in sixth, who's now a couple ahead of Dave the Harp in seventh. Formula Gary closes that gap a little bit on Dave the Harp, only 1 point behind him now. And then SRI, who was unable to race, drops down to ninth place, or stays in ninth place, with Jason getting a little bit closer now on 44. Jimmy drops down to 11th on 41 points. Then we've got Bob in 12th on 36, Rich Blues on 27, and Hay on 14 in 14th. Now, a few drivers unable to make today's race, which is always a bit of a shame. However, it never does seem to detract from the action, does it, folks? There's always... I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if in DGT League, if we only had one car on the track, it'd still be exciting. Well, I suppose, as long as it's Jimmy or Connor, it'd definitely be exciting. Isn't that right, folks? Obviously, I'm just having a bit of a giggle there. Right, thanks for tuning in, for listening, watching. Hit like, subscribe, hit that notifications bell, tell your friends. Tell everybody you wish to mention about your secret, I forgot what the word is, guilty pleasure. That's what I was looking for. Your secret guilty pleasure of gorging on the Dynamic GT League action. Don't forget as well, merch is available. Check out the link in the description. Streamlabs merch. Custom items are also available. As I mentioned, 2 races to go. We've got Barcelona, and then we've got Blue Moon Bay in Field A, where the championship, I'm sure, will be decided. The current situation is, if Steve F1 finishes ahead of Demon R in both those races, Steve F1 wins. It's as simple as that. Demon R needs to finish ahead of Steve F1 with at least a +4 gap between the two of them. So it's not going to be an easy one. Right, have a good one, everybody. Enjoy the rest of your weekend. Have a good week, and we'll see you all again soon.